Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Train Simulator Classic, aka Railworks. Today we're going to be taking a look at the latest and greatest from WaysideWorks. Another very neat freeware example. This is the Shefflex Railmotor set. History-wise, I believe these were designed somewhere in the early to mid 1920s, and production lasted up until I believe the early 30s. But as you can see, they are in essence a bus. It's a glorified bus on rail car wheels. They were provided as a kind of a set, which we have here. We have a driver and what they refer to as a dead model in the asset lists, as well as a little kind of, it's called a baggage car. It's more or less just an open air hopper car that is set in between for luggage, obviously bicycles, milk tank, whatever else would be needed, and rated for light loads. But other than that, they are in essence just a little bus put on railroad tracks for very light passenger services. Obviously in the 20s, we're going to have the Great Depression going on, other factors that really kind of warrant heavy, large passenger operations on a lot of these branch lines and whatnot, kind of worthless. So a lot of railroads ended up picking up these little rail buses, and this is something that's not limited to the United States, which is often a mistake made. But these little buses ended up popping up all around the world because it was a cheap alternative if the railroad didn't want to cease passenger operations on, say, a little short branch line like the Malmesbury branch here that we're on. They could operate these little buses for a tiny fraction of the cost that a steam locomotive or similar with a full passenger car would cost, and still service the amount of passengers that were probably running up and down these little branches. I mean, it wouldn't be that many. So WaysideWorks has very graciously brought us these little dudes. These are really cool too. These are one of, I think, really only 2 models done. The other being the Rio Grande Southern Goose, which is also freeware, but definitely looks very dated. These are actually new, fresh models. They're pretty cool, and they're very well detailed. So right up close, they look really neat, for lack of a better term. They're very neat. They're very different. Obviously very niche, but still very, very cool. Overall, the texturing does look pretty good. I mean, they got nice undercarriage detail going on. And we even got an engine model, which the fan does spin whenever it's started. I have it shut off right now because it is very loud. It's just sitting here idling, so it is easier for me to have it shut off so that I can do my talking. But yeah, really, really cool. And then of course the simple hopper car here for baggage operations. Again, and it's very simple. There's not a whole lot going on with it, but it does look really good. Oh, goodness gracious. Overall, I'm not a fan of the kind of shiny going on I think it would look better if it wasn't so shiny. I don't know if that's to do with the texturing or maybe the AP weather pack mixing weirdly, but it's just the shiny doesn't really reflect well. These are typically made out of wood, and yeah, railroad equipment typically doesn't shine in this era quite like that. But other than that, it looks really good. Now I do notice that they're Bluetooth couplings. I would imagine there'd be a hinge or something that would go in between here, but these are connected. They're just Bluetooth connections. Nothing major. It's not the end of the world. It's just one of those little things that I notice. Headlights look pretty good. Nice glass bulb. It is kind of interesting that we have one clear and one red. Inside, it looks much like a bus probably would if you took the steering wheel out. Minus the steering wheel, it is pretty much just a bus. I don't know why, but you can fiddle with all this. It just doesn't like to work. Reverse gear, obviously. The horn, our ignition, clutch, and it does have a functioning clutch. You do have to use the clutch to shift gears, which is, you know, pretty cool, I think. Of course, we got reverse, forward, throttle. The O button will remove the engine cowling, so you can see the little engine here. Just really cool. Old boy's foot sticking through the floor here, though. Got them power feet. But a nice little touch to actually be able to pop the cowling off and see underneath the hood. Inside, it's alright. Texturing is not my favorite. This kind of I don't know what it looks like. It's cork. That's probably the best way to describe it. It looks like cork. Yeah. The actual roof doesn't look bad, and the floor doesn't look that bad. And the sheet cushions really don't look that bad. Matter of fact, modeling doesn't look that bad. It's just the whatever texture they were going for. I imagine this was probably supposed to be just bare wood or something, but it very much looks like cork. So not my favorite there, but oh well. I believe that's really it. Of course, we do have a gear shift. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because the hitbox for your gear shift is like way down here. So unfortunately, I had to pull up the F4 HUD to shift, but you do have to use the clutch to shift. Just, you know, pretty realistic. I like it. So let's start it up. Oh goodness. There we go. I would imagine that there's supposed to be a there it goes. Love it. Love that sound. Doors open. Whoops. And even the little door for the hopper car here pops open. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, no passengers inside, just the driver, which It does look kind of bare on these. With the big windows and whatnot, it's kind of noticeable. But the horn. Very entertaining. So let's set our track up so we can get out. So we don't need that one, we need that one. And oogie boogie on out. Of course, forward, clutch, first gear. I like it. It's entertaining. I'm a bit sad. There's a bell there, but the bell doesn't want to function, and there's no pieces to the bell. But oh well. Same for the headlights. Got the headlights on, but we don't have a headlight. There's no headlight switch. No speedometer, no tachometer, really nothing. A fairly simple, basic little object. Very cool nonetheless. Love a horn. I love this era of cars in general. It makes me happy. I really like the ambient sounds too. It's obviously got 3 gears. So about 27.5 miles an hour. That's like what we're topped off at. Which isn't bad for what these little cars are built for. I love it. It's so entertaining. It has such an entertaining sound to it. I do kind of wish that you could hold the horn button for a little longer. That's all you get is the short little toot, but oh well. Brake puddle. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't want to leave the start button out. but yeah, I like to keep pushing it back in. Oh well. But there it is. Little Shefflex rail buses. Really neat, cool little freeware items that are just kind of something different, something fun, something cool to play around with, especially on these little short branch lines like this. They're perfect fit for it. So if you like these things, if you like stuff like this, I would highly recommend checking out WaysideWorks. They have some really neat freeware, as these are. So it's free, you can't go wrong. Go check it out. Link in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.